Hello everybody, welcome back to the Holt's Claw Homestead. I've got Miss Callie with me today, and she's going to take us on a tour of her wonderful garden. And it's been growing really well, and we just wanted to give you that update. And so let's get going.
Well, it is summertime, and this is one of the best times to show off your garden if you've got one, because it's probably doing pretty good. So I thought you guys might be interested in what we're doing. So here we have the patty pan squash. We got this as a pretty good sized plant, and when we got it, it had a lot of little patty pans on it, and it started off with gangbusters, and every single one of the patty pan squash had blossom end rot. So we started amending the soil, and that was exactly what it wanted. And we've harvested quite a few of them already, and they are very small. They only get to be 2 inches big, but it's fruit that we're getting from plants that we bought. So we're pretty excited. Here we have the beginning of our tomatoes. Now we have tomatoes all mixed up as far as variety. This one is a little cherry tomato that is called a sun sugar, and it is a yellow, even though the picture has red. It is a yellow cherry tomato, and you can see it has lots of little, absolutely adorable little tomatoes. And so I'm looking forward to having some of that. Let's see if I can get that back in there. And over here we have a different variety. This is a cherry tomato as well, and as you can see, they're a little bit bigger. And my husband put up a very nice trellis to hold everything up and to make it so that everything isn't flopping over. And they seem to really enjoy it.
Go.
And here is where I decided that we needed 3 Roma tomato plants, just because everybody needs a sauce tomato, right? And these are doing very well. You can see they're getting ready to turn, probably in the next week or so. And next to the tomatoes, we have the start of some basil down here. Well, not that, that's a weed. But that's a basil back there. And look at the peas. All kinds of peas. Which we didn't think that we were going to get very much, but they are doing much better than what we thought. And here we have 3 tomato plants that were planted from seed. I thought, well, I'll just try my luck and see what comes of it. And all 3 seeds came up. Absolutely amazing. Over here we have potatoes. This is our second try on potatoes. And they've been doing pretty good. I've been pretty impressed. I've got a pepper plant stuck in here, and some onions that were left over. And here is one of the squash plants. I decided we had an opening here, so we needed to have a plant there. And over here we have 2 more pepper plants. We have a big monstrosity of 2 yellow squash plants. These have just absolutely exploded, and I just don't know what I'm going to do with all the yellow squash. Beside of the potatoes, we have 1 barrel of some strawberries, which are doing pretty good. Surprisingly well, if I can keep the chickens off of them. I've been keeping an eye on the chickens. But we have one bucket here of one variety. This is Everlast, I believe. And then we have another bucket over there of, I think it's Seminole variety. Last raised bed, and we have two broccoli plants. This is our first time planting anything, so I didn't know how many of anything to plant. So I just planted two, and they're thriving and doing well. If you come in close, you can see where we have a little itty bitty broccoli right there. And interplanted with all of the plants in this bed are marigold plants. So that is what those are. And they are obviously giant marigolds. And now we have the chickens following the cat around for whatever reason. They're probably working their way over to my strawberries, which I'm trying to protect. I enjoy having the chickens. They eat a lot of bugs, but they don't eat as many as I thought they would. I thought that they would eat nothing but bugs, but they seem to like grass an awful lot. Okay, so now we move from the broccoli over to the beets. This is again something that I had never planted before and never grown before, and I am very, very happy with the taste of them. They are so sweet. And they've grown very well. And get off my strawberries. Go on. Go on. No. 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 Here. Ready? I saved that one for you. There. And she loves them. Our beets are doing very, very well. We've harvested a couple of times off of them. Over here was lettuce, and I just pulled those up last night. And we really, really like the lettuce. We had Butter Crunch variety and Paris Island, and that was kind of like a romaine. So it was very good. It never got bitter. I think I'll grow those varieties again. And next we have our carrots, which are kind of flopped over because of the wetness of the morning and the dew of the morning. But you can see they're growing very, very well. Let me get that weed out of there. But they're growing very well. We don't have any idea how big they are, and I'm not willing to pull anything up right yet. And the whole perimeter of this garden bed is onions, and they've been growing very, very well as well. We have our zucchini. This has been growing well, but not as well as I thought it would, because look at how small it is compared to the yellow squash. But obviously I can't complain too much with, look at the size of the zucchini that we're getting. So, this is just a plant that we got from Walmart.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Here is one of the buckets that we have some herbs. We have thyme, we have parsley, we have rosemary. Sorry, that one's rosemary. And some basil. And these were just thrown in there just because I had the bucket, and my husband was kind enough to fill it up with dirt, and I wanted to have some herbs anyway. I have got some spearmint up by the chicken coop on the end, which that has a tendency to just roam and go wild, so that's why I thought it'd be a good idea to have that up there. Over here we have the beginning plantings of our spaghetti squash, and I planted that Saturday, and it's doing very, very well. As long as we can keep the rabbits and the deer away from it, it probably will do well.
Well, thank you for tagging along on the journey through the Holt's Claw Garden today. Thank you, Miss Kelly, for taking us around and showing us everything that the Lord's blessed us with. And you take care. God bless you, and come back again to the Holt's Claw Homestead.